So, how did everybody's day go?
My day sucked.
Yeah?
Brent is dropping stuff immediately now.
Already. Well, I don't have a piece of news.
Oh my goodness.
Well, no, my day sucked. I earned the holiday tomorrow.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I share an office with like two people, and one was out because her daughter has the flu, and the other went home sick today. So like, I had to do three people's jobs today at once, and like I was miserable.
So like, right before the 1:00 meeting at my job,
Mm-hmm.
I got like 5 emails, like all at once, from Bank of America. I don't have a Bank of America account.
Oh my gosh.
And so I was like, what the heck? And so I started reading what they were. And the first one was like a email to confirm my email. The second one was a confirmation. The third one was saying that the account was approved, and then there were a couple other ones. And I was like, what's going on? And it had my name right and everything. And so I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh no, I've just been identity thefted. So I call Bank of America. They had like a thing in the email that was like, if this wasn't you that set up the account, then call this fraud protection line. And I was like, well, I guess I should call that number then. And they don't give you the full account number.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give you the telephone number. Like, they're not the telephone number. There's like a telephone access key. And then there's like another option that you can use to get through. On the fraud prevention line, they make you use one of those 3 things. And in none of the emails I got that. So I went to Bank of America's website and I checked and made sure that it wasn't just like a scammer or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so they said that there was an account in the system with my social security number and under my name. So I was like, oh no. So I call every Bank of America number I can until I get through to somebody finally, and I'm like, hey, I just got like 5 emails saying that I set up an account, and I never set up an account. What do I do? And the lady was like, let me transfer you to the fraud department right now. And so I get to the fraud department. I caught it early enough that the person couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
But they fully stole my identity and were trying to open an account to probably open like a credit card and whatnot.
That's insane that someone got like all of that though. Like, do you have any idea like what kind of breadcrumbs, like how?
So there was a device in my Google devices
Mm-hmm.
that showed activity that it shouldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
It was my old phone. I updated to a new phone because my last phone stopped getting security updates.
Yeah.
And so it was just in a drawer, and it was still on. It's been months. I don't know how it had any power left, but somehow somebody got into that old phone and used that to get access to my email account.
Did you throw the phone away or like?
Oh, dude, I just cleared it this morning, right? Like after all that happened.
Oh, so you still had the phone in your possession?
Yeah, it was in a drawer.
But someone still got into it somehow.
Well, yeah.
Oh.
So somebody has your social security number?
Somebody has yours too. I mean, it's only a matter of time. Somebody has his. Somebody has your neighbor's.
Okay, I don't like the way you said.
I mean,
Wait,
you were like,
you talking
someone
like
has yours too.
it's just how it is. You're gonna get completely screwed by credit bureaus for the rest of your life. I just drew the short straw, and it happened to me first. So I now have an Experian account that monitors my credit, and I have a freeze on my credit until I decide that I want to no longer have a freeze on my credit.
Yeah.
So if anybody tries to do anything with my social security number, it should get stopped immediately now.
That's stressful.
I feel like
Yeah.
we as like a society should have found a better way to like have a like authentication than a social security number. That
We as a society shouldn't have credit scores, but we have that too.
we shouldn't have a lot of things.
The system that we have now is like as fine as it's gonna get. I mean, there's pretty much no better way. It'll become like if it changes, it'll be like biometric authentication of some kind. But that's bad too, because if somebody gets like your fingerprint, like the schematic of your fingerprint, you can't get new fingerprints.
What about your pupil?
That doesn't change either.
What do you like? How could someone get your pupil?
Because it gets turned into ones and zeros whenever it's scanned and put through the computer. If somebody hacks you and figures out how to get that data,
Oh, you're talking binary.
well, it's so I mean like ones and zeros. Well, I mean it does. That's like machine language, but in like a more hypothetical sense. But basically, if somebody gets the piece of data that would equate to your pupil, then you can never get new pupils
That's
again.
crazy.
Or I guess it wouldn't be your pupil either. It's like your iris. Or
That's
whatever.
crazy that my iris is technically like ones and zeros.
No, that's not what I said.
Oh.
You took the wrong thing out of that. You took that whole thing and you picked the wrong part of it.
Oh. Like, I know it's not like made of one and zeros, but like
whenever you get scanned, once it goes into your computer, it technically will eventually work its way down to ones and zeros. Yeah.
Oh, so like it's degradable to one and zeros.
So the social security
Answer
number,
me.
you can at least change that, you know?
You can change your social security.
You cannot
number.
change your social.
Can you not?
I don't think
I think
so.
you can get a new one if like
You can get a new card. You
can't get a new number.
I'm pretty sure you can get a new social security number.
I don't think
No.
so, fam.
I'm gonna look it up.
Do it.
I'm almost certain.
I've never heard of someone changing their social
Yeah,
security
you can change your
number.
name, but you can't change your fucking social security number. That's like
No.
a one and done, homie.
That's like the whole point of it. Like that's your number.
You can go to your local social security office to request a change in social security number.
I've never heard of it being successful.
Me
Also, I
neither,
don't. Do we
no.
have a local social security office? Sounds fake.
We have one. I got a new card there.
Are you telling me like every like area has a social security office?
I
That
don't-
just feels like a waste of tax money.
I don't think every location does, but also, is it a waste of tax money if every person in the country needs a social security office
Yeah.
at least once?
I've never needed it.
I think generally,
Oh man, you're gonna need it now that you
Yeah.
said that. You're gonna goof
Oh
yourself.
man, I'm gonna be poor in the morning. More poor than I already am. It's gonna be over.
Yeah, that's
Well, I'm not
I don't
gonna
have to worry
change-
about. If someone stole my identity, they'd give it back.
Yeah. They'd be like, this kid needs it more
They'd be
than I
like,
do.
"Oof, I just inherited debt."
Yeah. Why is my credit score tanked all of a sudden? Huh. Yeah. That sucks for you though.
yeah,
Are you done with your story?
there
gotcha.
was nothing else.
Because I had something very similar happen this week. Not like
Mm.
I had my identity stolen, but I was Christmas shopping and I'm like, all right, what kind of damage did I do to my bank account? You know, that like close your eyes and pray that like your bank account's not at zero. Yeah, we all know that. And so I logged on and it was like 100 off from what I thought. I'm like, interesting. Where did I go wrong? And I scrolled and I saw two different payments, one for $50 and one for $40 that I just didn't recognize at all. And I'm like, I clicked on it and all it said was like, it was like 6letters.com. Like just a random assortment of like 6 different letters.com. I'm like, what? And so I Google both of them. And you know it's a bad thing when the website doesn't tell you what the website's about. It was just like the customer support has had that like stock image of like a white woman on a keyboard like looking at the camera smiling. I'm like, oh no. And so I call the number and the first lady answers. I'm like, hey, so like I think I have a question. I have like a charge for $40 on my debit card. I don't know how it got here. I don't even know what you guys do. And she's like, well, let me see. So I gave her all my information, stuff like that.
And she stole it again.
Yeah. I gave her your information too. And she's like, I can't wait to start up a Bank of America card. I'm like, that's weird that you would say that anyways.
You son of a gun. I knew it was somebody I knew.
Yeah, but no, she's like, all right, yeah, you do have a charge. I'm like, cool. She's like, so what would you want me to do with this? I'm like, cancel it. She's like, okay. And I'm like, I'd also like a refund considering I don't know what you guys do, let alone me signing up for this.
Did she tell you what they did?
No.
Huh.
but she refunded me. She said 7 to 10 business days, so I'm on the lookout. And I called a second site, and it was like the same thing. They didn't tell me what they did, but they refunded me and canceled whatever it is. But like, I don't know how 2 different like dark websites apparently like got my stuff and like charged me $40 for
You
something.
sound like my mother. She'll be like, I don't understand where this charge came from. I'm like, Mom, what have you been doing on the internet?
I don't know what.
So
So the only thing I can think of is I was on Instagram. You know how like they put ads on Instagram?
Oh, David.
he bought pornography off of Instagram.
No, it's like they have these targeted ads of things that look way too good to be true, and you're like, oh fuck yeah, this looks awesome.
I don't do that, but I have a habit of dropping my phone on my face. And so I did that when I was on Instagram like a week ago. And when I got out, you know how Samsung has like the biometric fingerprint for Samsung Pass and stuff like that?
They stole your fingerprint.
Oh no.
They've got it.
My ones and zeros on my thumb. And so like when I like picked it up off my face and like stuff, and I was in like a payment screen. I'm like, what the heck is this? But it looked like it didn't go through. So I just like exited out real quick and like was praying for the best.
How did it get from dropping it on your face? How did it get so far that it had your
I don't
credit
think you
card
realize
number?
how unlucky I am.
Well, Apple has that too. If you push a button for like an in-app purchase.
Yeah, so I
it'll
must have
just-
like when I grabbed my phone off my face, like right where the thumbprint scanner is, it must have like it was a perfect accident. That's the only thing I can think of. But yeah, so I was signed up for like $90 worth of dark web stuff.
You're
where-
gonna.
You do sound like someone's mom. That is not the
My
dark
mom.
web.
My mom. He sounds
Okay.
like my mother.
Yeah.
I know
Okay.
it's not the dark web, but like you said, like they didn't tell me what they were. Even when I'm like, I don't know what you guys do. Usually someone would be like, oh well, we do this. Maybe trying to keep a customer. They're like, yeah, we don't even know.
You're gonna have a $500 charge on your card next.
Dude, I'll be.
A similar thing happened to me one time. I signed up for an app that would like give you payday advances.
Mhm.
So you could like enter in your bank account. It would look and see your weekly paychecks, and then it would be like, okay, we'll give you this much because we know you're going to get paid this much. Okay.
This is
Okay.
a
You
scam.
take like a loan.
This is a scam.
No, there's plenty of apps that do this. You can look. It's payday advance apps. Let me tell you, they've gotten me out of a pinch before, and so
They're scamming you somehow.
They're getting you
I didn't.
somehow.
Here's the thing. I didn't. I don't recall. I remember looking through it and being like, okay, I might do this. And then like once I was signing up for it, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I never, and I don't ever remember putting in any of my
It
information.
was that immediate
And-
regret.
and forgot about it. Months later, I kept looking at my bank account, and just $1 would be taken out, and all it would say was Dave
Dave,
Inc.
what did you do?
So you guys are figuring out that I've been scamming you both for years.
And I'm like,
you
what?
son of a bitch.
And the first time I was just like, huh, I wonder what that's about. And then like after like the 6th time of Dave taking $1 from me, I was like, who is Dave and why is he taking all my money?
I like how in this story you let $5 slide, but $6 is like, all right,
I
I'm
was
getting
like,
sick of
"That's
this."
it. Who's this Dave fella?
Dude, that's
And they didn't have like I called and left an angry message on a voicemail, and I never got charged again. They didn't have it. They didn't have like a proper customer service. Like it was like a thanks for calling Dave. Leave
Yeah.
a message.
Thanks for calling Dave.
Yeah,
He'll
and I
be
was like,
back.
and I was like,
like a sick
Dave.
guitar lick.
I called. I was like, Dave, I don't know who you are. I don't know how I got wrapped up in your nightmare, but stop taking dollars out of my account. Damn it.
Dave, I don't know who you are, but I have a specific set of skills.
That's a hell of a way to take a bunch of money from a bunch of people.
So,
just take pennies from them.
It's literally like an expense. I was gonna ask you, like the site you use, like maybe it's like, you know how like if you go to an ATM that's not from your bank, it charges like a $3 like
Yeah.
service charge. I'm wondering if that was like $1
Ye-
service charge. for
Yeah,
doing
so that's
that.
what was happening.
Okay.
But I never used the service. I was very upset that they were taking dollars from me, but not upset enough that I was carried the first 5 times.
You were hoping it like sorted itself.
It would just
out.
go away,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Who is Dave? I don't get it."
You know him. He's sitting across the room from you.
I would never call him.
Dude,
Dave.
there's only 3 people on this earth that I let call me Dave. So
That'd be like, it'd
super
be like if I
select group.
called you by your middle name.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Yeah,
Like specifically right now.
I hate
please
Dave.
don't.
Yeah.
Sure thing, Martin.
You son of a gun.
So it's crazy that we all like just have experienced identity theft in some way or another.
Mine was
Yours
literal
is
identity
Yours
theft.
is literal theft.
I like
Mine's
Brent.
just
Brent was like bottom tier. I was middle tier, and then you're like all the way like you don't exist anymore. Someone else is you. Someone's wearing your face, Hannibal Lecter style.
I'm hoping it doesn't get worse because I will have to change my social security number
Well,
if it gets worse.
I've heard. Luckily, we have a local social security office.
thank God.
Yeah, thank God for the government.
So, to any returning listeners, you may have noticed that we sound way different than we did before.
We all got in a car accident this week, and we had to have surgery on our throats, and our vocal cords have drastically changed.
So, that didn't entirely happen, but I'd like to
Yes.
say thank you to the generous benefactor that made this all possible. We will not be naming him.
It was you.
That's right. We have donors, baby.
So, it wasn't entirely me.
He collected
Oh,
the
I know
money.
who it is then.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got donors. That's
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
yeah.
I mean, I there was a little more to it than just here's some stuff, but you know,
You'll have to tell me after the podcast.
Yeah.
Because now I'm curious.
Did it involve like
Did it involve sexual
prostitution
favors?
or anything?
definitely not.
Kevin, you putting out for this pod?
Putting out for the pod.
No.
Welcome to our new segment.
Putting out for the pod.
So this is the weird sexual encounter I had this week.
We all have to like search out for one. It's like the day of recording. I'm like, I gotta do something.
So I'm Kevin,
I'm David.
And I'm Brent.
and this is the plot line.
Oh man. So many big things have happened this week. First off, I need to stress. I know we forgot it last week.
I'm just going to sit back and
The
close my
Rohan
eyes.
Campbell check. So, great news is last week we did have a sighting. He posted on his story that he was hanging out with some friends. I don't know if it's like for a movie or something, but he was doing it. The bad news is there's been nothing this week.
Thank God.
So, but he seems to do this. It's a pattern, like a week off,
Week on.
week on. Yeah, so I'm not going to worry, like I
Viewers
said.
like me that don't care about this segment, maybe one day just stop
You're the
talking
reason,
forever.
people like you are the reason we're doing this segment.
Oh God! If I could turn back time, if I could find a way, I'd write David Gordon Green a letter and say, "Please."
It
Let's
wasn't
don't do
his
this.
fault. It wasn't Rowan's fault.
Yeah, it wasn't Rowan's fault. It was David Gordon Green's fault.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I'd write David Gordon Green a letter.
And Danny McBride did us dirty.
Okay. Well, on that note, Bob Iger's back, baby. That's my bit of news.
Who is?
Bob Iger?
I thought they said Bob Barker. I'm like, that guy's dead.
Robert Allen Shapek
I was like,
has
that
been
is
replaced by Robert Allen Iger.
Do they both?
Yes,
They're both Allens?
they're both Robert Allen.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. So, good old Bob Shapek got the boot. I don't know if he got the boot. He stepped down, but I can't help but think those comments he made about like a month or two ago, where he was like, "Adults don't like animation. Adults don't care about animation."
Yeah, that's just
That
wrong.
can't
Yeah.
have done well for him, because that is flat wrong.
So that's crazy. Earlier this year, I think the board unanimously voted to extend his contract, right?
Who?
Bob Chapek's.
Maybe I can't speak on that, but
I'm
no
pretty
one
sure.
liked him as far as in the internet sphere that I'm in.
Yeah.
And all the Disney people, nobody liked Bob Chapek and what he was doing. So, and from what I've seen, everybody's rejoicing the return of Bob Iger. So,
I mean, I'm certainly rejoicing. He's only going to be in that role temporarily, though, Bob Iger.
well,
I think they got him for,
like an interim.
1, maybe 2 years while they try to find a replacement.
Heck yeah, I'll take it.
Apparently Bob Chapek, though, didn't cut the cheese.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't fart?
You know, I said it, and I realized that cut the cheese is a part, but
Like he could go to the doctor. Like I don't think he had to like do all this, but
That maybe that's why he stepped down.
yeah.
Maybe he had some serious.
He stepped down.
He's like
'cause he
the
sucked
opposite
at his
of me.
job, and no one liked him.
I mean, he was CEO through the pandemic, or like a good part of it.
Yeah, and he like made several cuts that were bad, and from my understanding, not his tenure was not a good one.
Disney Plus lost a ton of money this year, didn't it?
Probably,
It's
I don't
probably yeah.
know.
It's because they like showed their movies in theaters again. I'm pretty sure. So that definitely took some profit away. I can do my news. Before I get to my news, of course, I would always like to shout out our listeners in Kenya. We love you guys and thank you for your support. So my news is over the past week, Hollywood was once again taken, I guess, shocked, honestly, with Jason David Frank over the weekend. He's better known, in Power Rangers, Green Ranger, Red Ranger. He took his own life over the past week, and I don't think anyone really, once again, like, I don't think there's ever been, like, it's one of those things where I guess you don't really know someone's in, like, a dark place or that without checking in. So he definitely was a part of a lot of people's childhood. I mean, he was one of the favorite Power Rangers and stuff. He also had, I'm pretty sure, like an MMA or UFC career. So yeah, he will be greatly missed. He was definitely one of like the good guys in Hollywood and stuff. So a moment of silence. All right. Yeah, that's basically my news. It's just once again a super sad week in Hollywood. So
Well, on a slightly lighter note, my piece of news is that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon have started a film production company. I'm not sure what it's called. Oh, it's called Artists Equity. They have obtained around $100 million in financing. They have. Oh, it's from a firm, Redbird Capital Partners. As far as I'm aware, the the idea behind it is that they're going to make smaller films that are more I guess personal to Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. I don't know how many films outside of that those two will be doing from now on. This may be the end of Ben Affleck's Batman as we know it.
Shut your mouth.
do you get Ben Affleck and Matt Damon confused sometimes?
Never.
Okay, never mind.
Oh man, who am I thinking? It's Mark Wahlberg and Matt Damon.
Yeah, I get
can
them
see
confused.
that. Yeah,
I used to.
I
I know one's terrible
Affleck
person.
and Damon just have like very like square Minecraft like heads, I guess, to where like I get them very confused. They have square heads.
No.
Matt Damon definitely
Matt
got a
Damon
cinder
has
block
a
on
square
that.
head, but
I
not
can
Ben
see
Affleck.
Matt Damon.
Affleck's
Not
got
my
a
boy,
Affleck's
Benny
got
Bane.
a somewhat square head. He's a little more rounded, but I get them very confused.
Ben?
Yeah,
Square head? In what world?
this one. What?
So it's the Brent and Kevin pod now.
Am I in timeout?
Did you hear something?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I'm in timeout.
I think there's a draft in here.
Yeah, I don't know. There's like a squeak. You got like the washer.
When I get out of here, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I don't sound like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
Mice, maybe?
Don't wish that evil on me.
I'm just curious. I don't know what that sound could be. I hope that Warner Brothers can strike a deal with Ben Affleck to continue getting Batman content out of him.
Me too. I want a Henry Cavill situation.
This could be almost like a The Rock kind of thing, where he has his I think it's $7 production.
And Ryan Reynolds has maximum effort.
Yeah. So it could be they could do something like that. I don't foresee it.
Yeah, me neither.
But
I see him I see him accepting the deal that Henry Cavill wouldn't,
What?
coming and being Batman every now and again for like a cameo.
Oh yeah. I mean, do you want that though? I don't want that.
I don't want that. I want
I
him
wanted-
back, baby.
I wanted him to write and direct and act in his own Batman film.
Only I want it to be a series.
A series?
Yeah, make it, because it can't be The Batman, because that was what it was called. It was Ben
Well-
Affleck's The Batman. So it can't be The Batman anymore. So make it The Batman, only it's to not confuse audiences by having two theatrical Batmen. Split it up into a episodic, short, limited series.
They could do something with the name. They could be like Batman the Caped Crusader or something. You know? It's a little like childish.
I'm pretty sure
of a
there's
name.
already a thing called the Cape Crusader, like Batman the Cape Crusader.
I don't think there is like a live action thing. And if there is, it's like 50 years old.
Yeah, but like, just call it the world's greatest detective. Put it on.
Yeah, yeah, but that just
Or
that
just
that
make
and-
another Batman Superman movie and call it World's Finest and give it another go.
Ooh, that would be really good. I would watch A World's Finest.
I too would watch the World's Finest. Would you, David?
Yeah, you're out of
You're out
time
of
now.
time.
Oh,
out
am
now.
I out of time out now?
Yes.
Sick.
Yeah.
Wow. I'd watch A World's Finest. Yeah.
One where they're friends and they're like
Solving a crime.
solving a crime,
Yeah.
fighting something.
Being the finest of the world.
What villain would you want to see in A World's Finest?
The Riddler.
And
He's like the most like
Bizarro.
I think noir-esque villain. I mean,
Yeah, but I
solving
think
crimes and like riddles.
Superman is like too. He's like a step above the Riddler.
Is he?
I think so. Yeah, I think Superman is like.
What about
give
Jim
me
Carrey Riddler?
Clayface.
in a World's Finest movie?
Yeah, because he could like pretend to be some like Lois Lane and do some crazy shit.
Have sex with
Okay,
Superman.
so are we just suggesting that it's like Batman's whole rogues gallery?
Well,
No,
fighting
I was gonna say
against, like-
and earlier he said Riddler and I said and Bizarro.
Superman has like lame villains. Hot
He
take.
doesn't. You just don't read enough
Lex
Superman.
Luthor is like one of the most iconic
Jeff
supervillains.
Bezos.
Metallo.
Yeah. Metallo's sick. Bizarro's awesome. I mean, what's wrong with you?
Brainiac.
Brainiac's cool. I'll give you Brainiac. General Zod's just evil.
General Zod's cool.
General Zod is cool.
I will find him.
Oh my gosh, Michael Shannon's General Zod.
Okay, Michael
is-
Shannon's a good actor, so yeah.
But, like-
he brought it.
Doomsday.
I mean,
when
I've
he's
said
done
I've said
right, and he's not
before,
a
and it's
big
like never
ninja
knock.
turtle.
I just never got into Superman and stuff. So like, nothing ever connected his rogues gallery and stuff. Like,
You should read All Star Superman. I think you'd like it.
what's
Didn't-
All Star Superman? Because
didn't-
when you say All Star, I associate it with basketball, and I picture him dunking on Shaq.
Why is that what your brain pictures?
Because my brain is wired in a way where sports is my life.
So didn't we watch the like animated All Star Superman not long ago?
I don't think we did. I don't think we.
Is there an-
ended
That's
up
the
watching
one
it.
where he.
Is there an animated one?
Yeah.
Oh, sick. Yeah, we could watch that totally.
No, I think Brent and I did. It's the one where he flies into the sun, right? And it like poisons him, right?
Yeah. So
We
and,
did watch that.
The synopsis is: poisoned by the sun's rays during a rescue mission, Superman ponders his future while Lex Luthor once again has his own agenda. But it's basically like he's dying because he's got sun poisoning.
Yeah, we watched the animated one late one night.
That's why I don't remember it.
I watched all the like animated Batman ones all the time. Those are like top tier DC.
I have like a 15 movie Batman animated set.
Under the Red Hood is like awesome.
It's very good.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Ben
gobble
Affleck.
gobble gobble.
Did you just impersonate a turkey?
No, that would have been.
Well, that can only mean one thing, Kevin. It's Thanksgiving.
Brent's doing identity theft on a turkey.
We'll talk about that later, young man. But usually that means it's Thanksgiving.
What are you guys gonna eat?
Turkey.
Everything.
Yeah, turkey's good.
My stomach will know no boundaries tomorrow.
You're like a black hole.
I am, but I don't look it.
You don't. You're like one of them fast metabolism people.
I'm cursed.
Is it a curse?
Yes, I would love to gain weight. Not like
I'll trade you.
obscene weight,
Yeah,
but like
I'll trade you too.
I don't know. I feel like I burn more calories eating than I gain. That's how fast it is.
That's incredible.
It is in a sense, but I hate it.
This guy.
The heaviest I've ever been is like 150.
You're gonna be so
Wow.
upset when you turn like 30 and it all just comes.
I look down, I'm like, I can't see my feet. That's because it's been amputated.
My goodness.
Oh, man. Got the real beatus foot.
Yeah, just it all hit me at once. The doctors are like, oh my gosh.
So, it's Thanksgiving. We all like movies.
Yeah.
Are there any movies that you guys are thankful for?
Yeah. Everyone's looking to me, so I guess I'll start.
Yeah, you're starting. It was your
Okay.
idea.
It was my idea.
Great idea.
Thank you. So, when I think about movies that I'm like thankful for, I think about like two things: like thankful, like like a movie that affected me personally, and a movie that I feel like movies that affected me personally, and movies that I feel like I'm thankful for in a cinematic sense, like where I think they did stuff for cinema that I'm thankful for in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that immediately comes to mind for me that I've always had a love for is Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is a movie that I, to this day, could sit and was that one of your movies too?
No.
Okay, then
Not even close.
I thought I couldn't remember what you told me yours were.
It's not Jurassic. I'm just
what?
Oh, are you talking like the franchise in general?
No,
or-
no. Jurassic Park.
I'm with you again.
Jurassic
I'm
World
like,
3.
Oh gosh,
no,
not the whole.
the first, even, and I'll touch upon it, but even the franchise today, as it still stands,
Mhm.
I'm thankful for. I think one of the things I think the original Jurassic Park did was raise an entire generation of boys who freaking love dinosaurs.
Yeah, I was definitely a dinosaur kid.
And like, I know I have young boys in my family that love dinosaurs because of the new Jurassic World movies.
I was a robot kind of kid.
That
Of
makes
course you
sense.
were. That does make sense.
I wasn't really into dinosaurs. Dinosaurs were all right, but
Really?
yeah, they're
Dude,
just big dumb lizards. Or at least that's what we thought
I
when we
had
were
all
kids.
the dinosaurs, man. I freaking. They were fighting my little army man and stuff. Like,
I had all the dinosaurs.
I don't mean to brag. I was swimming in the dinos.
Plesiosaur.
Yeah, I also had a bunch of
Brontosaur.
dinos. I loved a good dino. I could talk about Jurassic Park until the cows come home. It's a movie that, in this very hypothetical scenario I'm about to pitch to you, happened to me not long ago. But it's a movie. It's one of those movies where I could walk by a TV and it's on, and then I accidentally get sucked in a hole and end up watching the whole thing by accident. I was flipping through the channels not long ago, like getting in bed. I was like, I gotta work at 9 a.m. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Let's put something on so I can listen to it and roll over and sleep. And then I found Jurassic Park and accidentally stayed up for several hours watching Jurassic Park on TV because it's just so good.
Is there anything in particular that you're thankful for about it?
It's practical effects.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you look at Jurassic Park versus, say, Jurassic World Dominion.
That's the latest one, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for those. I mean, and it paved the way for the modern effects that we have now, which you can say is good or bad. But the way that they mix virtual effects and practical effects in that first Jurassic Park movie, I mean, it was one of the first movies to do something in that with that technology in that scale, and it holds up to this day. Some of the stuff in the newer Jurassic Park movies looks like butt, like doesn't look good. But
Yeah.
like all of the when an actor is on a set with a physical thing that it can see, it can touch, and it can interact with, it's that much better than when Chris Pratt's looking at a stick with a tennis ball on it.
I recently watched the last of the Jurassic Worlds. Didn't enjoy it.
It's so bad.
But They had a bunch of practical dinosaurs in that.
But
they had
then
this-
again, they had like a scene of Chris Pratt riding a motorcycle through like Italy with velociraptors jumping.
Well, I
from,
feel like that's in his contract that scene has to happen.
from
in the movie.
velociraptors jumping from roof to rooftop, like very not good looking effects.
The problem that I had with that is that the velociraptors didn't act like velociraptors.
What does that mean?
What is it? How do
Huh?
velociraptors act, Kevin,
It's
Mr.
just
Robot
like-
Boy?
Well, like with the scene where he's riding a motorcycle through a city, like you could have subbed those out for 2 other guys on motorcycles, or 3. I think there are 3 of them.
Didn't they steal Blue, and that's why the velociraptors or they stole Blue's baby?
And no, that's not Blue's baby. Wasn't one of those. Blue's baby was back at.
I don't care. You
Evil
don't have.
Apple?
You don't have to tell me because I
haven't-
watched the movie once and it was bad. You don't need.
I've only
don't-
seen the first 2 Jurassic Parks.
Don't. Yeah, remember in the spoilers for Jurassic World 2. Remember when there's a clone baby?
Mhm.
Yeah, they don't forget about that.
Yeah.
When you watch the movie, you're like, surely they'll just like sweep that part under the rug. No, she's now like that character has now been fully adopted by Chris Pratt and
Like
Bryce
a
Dallas
human?
Howard. Yeah, like the little clone girl. You don't remember? There's a whole subplot in Jurassic World 2.
I never saw any of the Jurassic Worlds.
Wait, I thought you just said you.
The
you
first
saw
parks.
Jurassic Parks. Oh my God, Jurassic World 2.
So you're
there's
telling
a
me
clone
they clone
girl.
a
They
human?
clone a human girl.
So it's not entirely that they clone a human girl.
It sounds
It's-
like it.
Yes, it is.
Well,
you never saw Jurassic World 2.
You clearly didn't watch 3 then.
You clearly didn't watch 2, the one where they set up that she's a clone girl.
I
yeah.
clearly
So
never
she's
watched
like
that.
a clone, but not in the sense that like they cloned her in a lab. Her mother, she has a mother, and it's the person that she was cloned with quotes from, like that person figured out how to like have a genetic identical copy of herself, like a monitor lizard, and that's why the evil apple wants the little girl back, and also Blue's baby, because they're both, I guess, the same, because they were both technically cloned in the same way, because Blue didn't reproduce sexually. It's the monitor lizard DNA in Blue that let it reproduce.
This sounds stupid.
I know. It is.
I don't know if that's entirely accurate.
It
'cause
is.
the way it's presented in the second movie.
You know
is
what?
that she's a test tube baby.
Not to be that guy. I don't even care if that's accurate. I'm still never gonna lie.
Well, I did watch the extended cut. That could not exist in the theatrical cut.
Yeah,
In the
because
extended cut, it is that verbatim.
let me tell you, in the second movie, she's like a spooky test tube baby.
I was about to ask if she just
Spooky?
the test too.
The second
like,
movie
crawls
gets
on
kind of
walls and
spooky. Well, no, there's like a whole sequence where the little test tube girl gets like the little clone girl gets like chased around a spooky mansion by a velociraptor Thor. It might not have been a velociraptor, might have been a spooky dino. But
A spooky
can we
dino.
not talk about the lesser of my
Please
baby,
do.
my good
Yeah,
baby?
sorry.
Let's get back to
my
your
beautiful boy.
bread basket?
Man, so many things about that original Jurassic Park movie are so good. Like, I just like when I think of top tier practical effects, like that entire sequence with the T-Rex where it's nighttime, it's raining, they're on the tracks, they're trying to leave, they're in the jeeps, and the kids get stuck in one jeep, and Malcolm and Dr. Grant
Mm-hmm.
are in one, and then the guy runs, and he's in the bathroom, and he gets eaten by a T-Rex. That whole
R.I.P.
sequence.
to the homie.
man, everything about that sequence is beautiful. The way the animatronic dinosaur works.
It's like one of the most iconic scenes in cinema.
Also,
Yeah.
I'm thankful for that movie introducing me to Jeff Goldblum.
Amen.
I like Jeff Goldblum a lot, but he's really become kind of like a weird, eccentric old guy.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
like totally in his arc.
He's just like that in every movie now, though.
And I'm like, I'm here for that.
I like, you're squinting at me like that's a weird take.
That's a hot take.
No, that's not a hot take. I'm gonna let it slide.
Yeah?
I'm gonna let it slide. Don't. I'm not gonna start it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, have you watched The Fly?
No, but I've
Yeah, that
seen
movie's
like
really good.
scenes.
Yeah, he's different in that. He's not like Jeff Goldblum playing.
I
Jeff
would
Goldblum.
disagree. He's still a scientist man.
Well, yeah, but it's just like it's not the same, you know.
Because he's like less cool. He's a nerd in that movie.
You know.
So you're
But he still fucks. So, name me a Jeff Goldblum role for the man. Don't.
I haven't.
Exactly.
I haven't seen enough stuff with him in it, honestly.
I was about to say Ragnarok, but nah, he was horny in that one. He had like all the women around
Yeah,
him.
that's what I'm saying. It's just a thing. He's a sex icon. Even when I was like 9 or 8 and saw Jurassic Park, and when he's in that scene when he's shirtless, and I'm like, oh, what? Oh, that's not normal feelings. Oh, he's shirtless. He's crazy.
Can't believe Jeff Goldblum was your awakening.
One of them, yeah, for sure.
One of them.
One of them. You know, when you're
The other was Danny DeVito Penguin.
when you're 8 and Jeff Goldblum gives you the fuzzy feelings down under, you know, you don't know what that means till you get older, and then you reflect.
Huh.
You know, yeah, I guess I get that.
I feel like every time I talk to you, I learn something new.
You're welcome. And you know what? That was offensive about the whole Danny DeVito Penguin. I don't know which one you said of it. But that was rude. It was you. It was you. Don't try to pass the buck.
Why was it rude?
Because I have standards.
Oh, so you're calling Danny DeVito ugly?
Yes.
All right, we're on the same page.
Huh.
Do you think Danny DeVito's hot, Kevin?
Would you
Oh,
fuck
yes.
Danny DeVito?
If Danny
No,
DeVito walked in, he's like,
I'm not into
"Meh."
guys, but
There's
you know.
literally in the episode of Friends, they get Phoebe a male stripper, because at the last second they didn't think she'd want one, but she was like, "You didn't get me a male stripper," so they have to call like in the middle of New York City at the last second and get a male stripper, and it's Danny DeVito, and the joke is he's ugly. God bless you.
We could probably keep that in.
Okay, I just didn't. I was like, I can't sneeze into the mic.
Yeah.
You should have put your whole mouth around the mic.
I'm really happy you didn't
Yeah,
do that.
that's why I was like, just stop talking. But was Danny DeVito the stripper? I didn't watch Friends because I think that's a whole other conversation.
Don't get
Yeah,
me
let's
started
not.
because there's this is the
Please.
Thanksgiving episode, and every season of Friends has a Thanksgiving episode. So
Cool.
don't get me started about the best sitcom of all time.
Jeff Goldblum, Friends.
This guy's a
Yikes.
Big Bang Theory guy over here.
No.
Ugh, yikes.
Absolutely not.
I'm just not a sitcom guy.
I really am not either. No.
I mean, me neither. But if I had to pick, it's Friends and Seinfeld.
Then you're
Top
a
tier.
sitcom guy.
Yeah.
No,
those
because
are
I
like
don't like-
D2 sitcoms.
I don't. If I had to pick a I don't like sitcoms. But if I did, there's two that I like.
Curb Your
out of-
Enthusiasm.
It's not a sitcom.
It's a sitcom.
It's not a sitcom.
It's
just like The
situational
Office
comedy.
isn't a sitcom.
That's also
It's
situational
not.
comedy.
It's
I
not
think
a
sitcom.
sitcom.
The only sitcom. By that, the only sitcom I've ever liked is Community. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not a
a sitcom.
sitcom.
Yeah, so I think that's the only like sitcom I've really gotten into. I don't like Office. I never gotten into The Office.
Yeah.
Like such is not a sitcom guy. I just feel
When I think of a sitcom, I think of a laugh track.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean just because you think of something doesn't mean
Well, I
it
mean,
is the definitive.
the
I think it is.
the OG Scooby Doo cartoon had a laugh track. But
Yeah, and it's a sitcom.
no,
You just told you argued with me the other day that because Family Guy was a cartoon, it wasn't a sitcom.
It's not.
It is.
It's not.
It is
doesn't have
a
laugh
sitcom.
track.
That doesn't.
Yeah,
A
it
laugh
does.
track does not
It's
define
not
a
a sitcom. Family Guy. It's not a sitcom. You're wrong. Neither is The Simpsons.
The Simpsons
Neither is all the
But
other
how's
things you
Scooby-Doo?
listed.
Yeah,
It's got a
how?
laugh track.
So you're dying on the weirdest hill right now.
you're dying on a hill that doesn't exist.
You've made a hill to die on.
Yep.
And it's
And I'll dig my grave here.
a laugh track is what makes it a sitcom. So if I put a laugh track on this, it's officially a sitcom.
No, because you have to. It's like if you filmed us and then put a laugh track in, then it would be a sitcom.
So you're saying that the sitcom genre can't merge into other things? You know what sitcom means, right?
You sit down and watch comedy.
Yeah, and you go, "Ha, ha, ha, ha,
Situational
ha, ha."
comedy.
Oh, I was really close.
No, you weren't.
Sit comedy.
Ah ah ah. Ah ah ah. Ah ah ah. You see that? That's me taking the conversation back to Jurassic Park. Man, if I could have a dream car, it'd be the Jeep,
Yeah.
like that green and yellow Jeep. I'm thankful for Jurassic Park existing because dinosaurs. Name me any other thing. Did Disney's dinosaurs do it for you?
I love that.
Imagine
one.
if that was the only dinosaur
It's a cult
media we
favorite,
had.
but I agree.
What?
But
Disney's dinosaurs?
Mhm.
you aren't familiar. That's
It's
that's
solid.
what I mean.
Mhm.
Exactly. Imagine if we didn't have Jurassic
Yeah.
Park.
Ice Age. I mean, you could count Ice Age in a way.
Yeah, but it's not like there's something just so
Oh, I
visceral
agree.
about we brought back dinos back to life, and when we bought an island and we put them on an island, and now we're gonna make a Disney World but with dinosaurs. It's such a terrible good idea.
I can't believe you love dinosaurs so much.
Mhm.
I didn't know it either. I've never heard you talk this much about dinosaurs and your love for them, but you wouldn't go to a zoo that had actual dinosaurs.
'Cause I'm not a fucking idiot.
Yeah, but it's a movie.
It's life imitates art, Kevin.
But not
Listen,
always.
Every time I see like one of those headlines where it's like scientists have like discovered an
Well,
amber
okay,
that they're trying to revive and like it's over.
We recently had a friend visit Australia, and said friend went to the kangaroo exhibit. And in the kangaroo exhibit, there was a fence maybe 3 feet high.
It was shin high.
The kangaroo could have very well, if he wanted to, jumped over it and murdered everybody in that enclosure.
He probably could have just stepped over it.
That kangaroo, that specific species, could jump like 6 feet high.
Yeah, we looked it up.
And then
And
I think it could run at like 30 miles per hour or something like
so
that.
here's the thing: is if
They're fast.
we have dinos that are all over the place, right? Somebody somewhere is gonna make a dino zoo where the Velociraptor is just divided by you and a shin high fence, and I just don't think it's a good idea.
I don't think they would. I don't think they would do a Velociraptor at shin high fence. Well, maybe because
Have you seen the
Velociraptors.
claws that kangaroos have? They will gut you in seconds.
Oh, so 30 miles per hour was a low ball. It's 43 miles per hour
Ke-
in short bursts.
Kevin, please be smart for me. When you say kangaroos run at 40 miles per hour, do you mean hop?
Well, I don't know. Like,
Because I can't picture a kangaroo sprinting.
I think it's probably like
That'd be
jump.
terrifying. Could you imagine? It's just like Tom Cruise running.
They got big feet. Like I just couldn't. I was like, please tell me they don't run.
I don't know if they run or not. For
They
sure.
don't. They hop. They
okay.
yeah, they hop and
I feel
they
better
boot, They
now.
boot scoot boogie.
But at 43 miles per hour, and they can jump 6 feet high. And it was a shin high barrier. Those kangaroos were letting him live.
I want to pet a kangaroo.
You are literally like the conversation in Jurassic Park where he's like, your scientists were so busy with figuring out whether or not they never stopped to think of whether or not they should. That's you. That's so you.
So I think in the context of a lot of things, that's really dumb. And it's like, it makes for a good movie line, but like...
No, it doesn't make for a good... This is why I'm thankful, because it can bring up conversations like this of, would you go to a dino park?
And I would, 100%.
Because it's a stupid idea. It's a stupid...
Really?
You see, those movies also terrify me, not because of the kind of for the dinos. I'm terrified of the ocean in general. And so seeing those like big old fishy guys, and I hate that.
Oh, like the one from Jurassic
The mosasaurs.
What if it were only land animals?
I probably still wouldn't go, but like just the fact that like I know like the water there is just harboring a freaking killer beast.
No. What if they didn't bring those ones back, and it were on mainland United States?
Well, it's more tempting. It'd be in Ohio, so it'd be close.
It would be in Ohio.
It would be in Ohio. God, I hate
Let's
it.
be honest, it'd be in Ohio.
It'd be like a drive-through park too. It'd be like the wilds.
I said the wilds.
Oh my god! And that's why I wouldn't want to go.
Mommy,
Because it'd be
they
like
would have,
driving
like, a
your car
barrier.
and
Mommy,
no,
I
they
pet a
don't like the
triceratops.
wilds.
They
have
would-
like
they
a
wouldn't
rhino.
If they had a Tyrannosaurus Rex, you don't think they'd have a barrier?
I watched a video the other day of a hippo at a zoo, and this hippo, this guy was stopping the hippo with his hand. He slapped the hippo in the face, and the hippo was like, "Arr!" and he slapped it, and then the hippo was just like, damn, and then walked back into his enclosure.
So, what if it's that easy with a dinosaur? You're making dinosaurs out to be like some insane threat. They're all dead.
Yeah,
well, some of
because
them they have descendants.
Well, yeah, like chickens.
The elephant.
You can what?
you can
Elephant.
cut off a chicken's head and it'll still run around. Could you imagine you
you
cut off
can
a
put it-
velociraptor's head and it still runs around? That's terrifying.
Do you think a mammoth is a dinosaur?
I think it counts
I don't think it counts.
because it's a descendant of the mastodon, which was. They count. They're in a prehistoric era.
So
I
a
think-
chicken, you can put its head to the ground and draw a line in between its eyes, and as long as you keep drawing the line, it'll continuously follow that line forever.
Also, alligators and crocodiles do kind of pretty much like any kind of reptile really constitutes as a dinosaur technically.
Most dinosaurs turned into birds.
Yeah, but I think scientists this day were like crocodiles and
Well, yeah,
alligators are like the
crocodiles and alligators.
closest like.
Yeah, I
They've
don't
just
think
kinda
they've changed
shrunk.
much.
No.
And you know what else I'm thankful for? I'm thankful for Laura Dern. I just want to put that out there. I was thinking about that. I love Laura Dern. Anything that Laura Dern's in is that much
Is that the
better.
woman professor? With the chick?
How
Yes,
dare you?
Okay.
it's the chick. Yeah,
Sorry, Laura Dern's not a household name to me.
you don't know Laura.
You don't
Dern?
know Laura Dern?
What else has she been in?
Twin
Star
Peaks.
Wars.
Star Wars.
She's in Star Wars?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
was
she's-
in the
Admiral Holdo.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
was she
she
Holdo?
does
Okay.
the Holdo maneuver.
Okay, I know who you're talking about. That's what I just didn't know her name. Not
I'm sorry, Laura Dern, if you're listening. I know you, and I respect you, and I love you and everything you're in.
I mean, yeah, you're cool. I just
Diane.
I
Oh,
didn't know.
oh,
Real quick, a television series that involves a continuing cast of characters and a succession of comedic circumstances is developed a sitcom. Sitcom.
So yeah. Pretty much every show we listed is a sitcom.
Yeah.
Sorry.
that's just like
The
like,
laugh
that's like,
track's just optional.
That's just like your opinion.
No. Your thing is just like your
This is
opinion.
in Merriam-Webster.
Yeah, we have a textbook definition.
I think
I
the
don't-
laugh track is just what unfunny sitcoms use to seem funny.
I don't know Miriam.
Webster,
You know
here,
Webster?
barely know
No,
her.
Never heard of her.
Well, I will tell her.
Kevin, what movie are you thankful for?
No, we're going to me. So, my movie. The movie I'm thankful for is a more recent entry. So the movie that I picked is Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's very new. It's made by two guys that I can't remember the names of.
It's an A24 film. That's all you need to.
Yeah.
Is it the Daniels?
It's the Daniels, yeah.
Okay.
Man, I can't remember the actors either. Their names.
It's gonna bother me. The little boy from Indiana
Yeah.
Jones
Short stack.
has returned.
I saw a funny tweet when apparently Harrison Ford reunited with him.
Yeah.
And I saw a tweet where it's like Harrison Ford's been going around all of Hollywood saying hello short stack to every Asian boy he's seen, and that really cracked me up.
Oh man.
So it has Michelle Yeoh, Ki Hua Kwan, Stephanie Husu. I'm definitely saying that last one
Jamie
wrong,
Lee Curtis.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis is in it.
and James Hong, and those are like the main cast of characters, the ones that you're with for most of the movie. Spoilers for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Now, did you just watch this?
Mhm.
What did you think of it?
So I thought it was all right. I see where people like love it and stuff. I see where, because the knock I heard on it going in is that like it's confused people, and I can definitely see where people got confused in a way. But no, I didn't. I thought it was a good movie. I mean, I didn't like fall in love with it or anything, but I appreciate it.
Wow, because I fell in love with it the minute I
Yeah.
watched it.
I too fell in
And
love
I get
with
it.
And I haven't felt a movie in such a long time that's like had such a profound
Mm-hmm.
effect on me and made me like think
I think it's
and reflect.
like, don't get me wrong, like I think it's probably my top 5 or 6 movies of the year that came out and stuff.
As
Like,
you know, listeners, I'm a pretty nihilistic person, so this
and-
movie made me feel.
And I don't outwardly express that I am. I try to be generally pretty happy-go-lucky, I think, and I too am a bit of a nihilist. And that's one of the reasons that this movie really sits with me. Not only am I a nihilist, I guess I'm gonna out myself here. I'm also an atheist, and this movie for me was like it was like a breath of fresh air. It's not something that I, as an atheist person, see very often in cinema or in the media in general. Um, I live in an area where we live in an area with with a heavy Christian population,
Mm-hmm.
and I've met a lot of Christian people, and the general question is like, how do you, what drives you if you don't think? Because I'm under the impression that the universe, generally as a whole, doesn't really mean anything. There's no meaning to anything. None of it matters. We're all just a bunch of grains of sand in a vast ocean of just random chance, you know? And this movie takes that concept and amplifies it by like a theoretical infinite.
Mm-hmm.
The characters in it are confronted with the realization that none of it really does matter. There's nothing that matters. People become expendable because there's an infinite number of replacements. Um, and I think that as a family drama, they play with that idea really well of what keeps you going. It starts with the daughter of the main character being very upset in her present condition or like situation in the main universe that the main character is from, and then you find out that that character in other universes is also not happy because one variant has unlocked an ability to travel freely through all of the like many verses and embody every version of that character throughout the entire multiverse. And so the plot of the story is basically that the mother, the main character, um, first gets confronted with the fact that nothing matters. That every decision that she's ever made in her life meant nothing in the grand scheme of things because there is no grand scheme.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's the rest of the movie is trying like that character trying to make sense of it all and figure out how to keep going in the infinite mess. And there's a part where that character kind of almost gives up and they bring it back.
Well, because her character struggles a lot with what could have been
Yeah.
if she made different life choices.
Yeah.
Which I think is something everybody struggles with.
Yeah,
but,
that too, yeah.
But which I think this movie beautifully touches upon.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of like you, like at the end, like through the end, it's like no matter, like nothing matters, so you have to make your own matter out of your life. And the only thing that really matters is the people close to you, and it's like important that you make sure that they know that.
Yeah, and so yeah, like you said, my big takeaway from it is that this is like a good entry piece to explaining to people that though I don't think anything matters, I think the universe is a big empty void, and that no decisions I make truly matter in the grand scheme. You have to make your own meaning. Every day you wake up and you have to make your own meaning, find your own reason to get out of bed and keep going and living to the next day. Because ultimately, you're going to die.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody dies. And, you know, if you don't have any meaning, then why keep going? You make your own. Your meaning could be your family, could be your friends. Another beautiful thing about that is that they ultimately end up settling in a universe that's very similar to the one that they left. Almost identical. And so, like, these characters, even with the knowledge of the vast infinite multiverse, they could live anywhere they wanted, any universe. They inevitably end up in one that is almost identical to the one that they left. I think it was a very beautiful film. I'm very thankful for that. I think that if you have friends that are atheist or nihilists in general, and you don't quite understand that, you should watch this movie. I think it'll give you good perspective.
I think even if you're someone who gets hung up on the past, the what ifs, I think it's generally a good movie for
Mhm.
anybody to see.
Oh, yeah.
The message in the movie is so pure. It's so good.
Mhm.
It's very, in my eyes, worth seeing.
I think this may be one of my favorite. No, it's. I don't
It's
think.
in my top 10 for
Yeah.
sure of
I
all-time
think it's in my top
movies.
5.
Wow.
Yeah.
It might be. I'd have to rewatch it again. I've watched it twice, and both. I liked it better the second time.
I watched it, I think, like 6 times now.
Wow.
I love that movie.
It's good.
Mhm.
It's good, like through and through.
No, I definitely agree. I watched like the first half with Kevin, and like I don't know, like the first half, like you're definitely trying to like kind of like put together what's going on and stuff. And
Yeah.
I had to cut it off because I had to go to bed for work this morning. But like when I got home and stuff, I picked up like right where like her daughter's like the everything bagel. I'm like, what am I watching?
Yeah, they play with like some very heavy concepts in some very almost lighthearted and comedic ways.
Yes,
Um,
like a bagel. Like I get what they were going
Rac-
for. I was just like,
Rakakuni.
yeah,
Yeah,
Raccacoonie.
I was gonna say the raccoon like cracked me up all the time where he's like getting carried away. He's
Or
like,
the hot dog fingers.
yeah, that was
That's
foul.
the first time he asked me, "What are we watching?" was when that came up.
I was like disgusted.
Man, I loved it.
But no, like at the end and stuff like, just like yeah, like you said, it's a very beautiful family movie. Like the husband, of course, is like the glue,
Yeah.
and like most of like those different universes and stuff through in
Mhm.
one way or another. And I think it was just very beautiful that like throughout the movie, because like when we were first watching, I'm like, this lady sucks, because like it was meant to, like she
Yeah.
was, because I think they even said in the movie like you're the worst possible version of you,
yeah, yeah.
and I laughed at that because I'm like, ah, I relate. But no, like just like with all like the subplots of like the divorce and stuff like that, like the husband was super loving, very much like always like there for his daughter, stuff like that, try to make everyone happy, and like it's a very good family movie. And like once like everything started to get wrapped up, like of course like Evelyn saw that and stuff, and like it was just very, like I said, just from a family standpoint, like I can see where this hit home with a lot of people and
Yeah.
stuff, because like people like to see themselves in a movie, and like if you're from any kind of like broken family or anything, I can see where that really like resonated, especially with
Especially like with one of the main like driving forces of like the movie being that, and it's been a while since I've seen it, so I don't remember names, but Evelyn's daughter
Mhm.
struggles with the
Joy.
fact that Joy. She struggles with the fact that she's got a
Mhm.
girlfriend and she wants to come out to her granddad, and Evelyn's like, not happening.
Mhm.
It's not. You're not doing that. It's not happening. That's your friend,
Yeah.
and that's all he needs to know. And she's like, well, I don't understand why it's
Mhm.
that big of a deal to you, why you care. Like, he's old and it's stuck in his ways. Like, why do I have to hide who I am for you? It's just so many good themes, and it's an all over good
Yeah.
movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. It's basically just a character's progression of realizing that all the little things that she nitpicked at all the time, all the
Mhm.
problems that she had, are relatively minute
Yeah.
and minuscule, and they never mattered. Why is she dwelling on them? And
Mhm.
she realizes that, and
I'm sorry, I cut you off. You can finish. I'm so sorry.
I've completely lost it.
Oh man, I'm so sorry. I thought you um dang, my bad. I was gonna say, like, to give like an opposite viewpoint from you too, of course. I'm not a nihilist or anything. I'm like very religious and stuff like that, but at the same time, like I really appreciate and get what the movie's doing and like your guys' viewpoint, because like um not everyone's gonna be a Christian, not everyone's gonna believe in like a higher power. And so like you said, everyone has like some kind of driving force in their life. And I think the movie does do a very good job at kind of explaining and exploring it. And I appreciate it too, because I like seeing different like viewpoints, mindsets and stuff. Because like I said, I realize not everyone's gonna have the same mindset and stuff about life and the purpose of life and stuff. And I think that's what makes humanity like beautiful. Like we all have these super different opinions and stuff of the afterlife, what happens when we die, what's life for. But like we can have that, but at the same time we're still living it together and stuff like that. And it's just finding your own path through it. I think the movie did do a very good job at from that standpoint of um tying it all together in a bow and just yeah.
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 So if you haven't watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, Doesn't matter who you are. I would recommend you go watch that.
Yeah, me too. I think it should be
Mandatory.
mandatory viewing.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. Yes, it was a very good movie.
What
So
do you want to talk about?
where?
It doesn't have to be.
Maybe I should have gone last.
Mine was
I know.
Jurassic Park. Come on.
I should feel like
I think I
Dino DNA.
I think I came in with a heavy hitter.
my man brought in a thesis paper. My movies, it's definitely my top 2. Sometimes it's my number 1. I think it just depends on what mood I'm in.
Yeah.
The movie I'm the most thankful for is the original Scream.
Oh, this is exciting because
Yeah.
I like this movie too.
I love this
So,
movie.
the reason I'm thankful for it is not only because it is like one of my favorite movies of all time. I back then it was like 96 it was released, right?
Yes,
Like that's what I thought, 96. And so around that time like horror was dying. The slasher
Oh,
genre
yeah.
ran its course. There just wasn't any good horror movies. And so Wes Craven decided, let's make a slasher movie while also making fun of slasher movies, making it meta. And he made it, and it took off. I mean, it has a franchise now, of course, TV shows and stuff. But like, I feel like without that, like, I don't know where modern day like horror and slasher would be, because that really like, because it also is like through a byproduct gave birth to the spoof
Yeah,
renaissance of scary movie, and like
I think it. I
it
think
created
it-
a ripple.
Yeah, and it like affected not only the horror industry but like the comedy movie
Mhm.
industry too. Because from scary movie you got like
Superhero movie,
epic movie
disaster. We don't talk
yeah.
about a lot of them, but
Yeah, oh yeah, they're not all great.
vampires suck.
Yeah, so yeah, Scream is like a really influential piece of pop
Mhm.
culture.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that we owe the genre of like horror comedy
Mm-hmm.
to Scream, like as we know it, because like I mean things like Shaun of the Dead, like
Yeah.
I think like
Cabin in the Woods.
yeah, Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
I thought about it and then it slipped my mind, but yeah, Cabin in the Woods is another one. There's all sorts of you can see the influence more recently with movies like Happy Death Day.
Yes.
There's a lot of directors now and a lot of stuff where like you can find a fine line of like breaking the tension in your horror movie with
Mhm.
comedy, and I think Scream does it so perfectly because it's Wes Craven. He's a master of his craft.
Yes.
And we wouldn't have gotten Nev Campbell.
Or Matthew Lillard.
Oh man, Matthew
Matthew
Lillard,
A national treasure.
national treasure. And in that film, he's so good,
Yeah.
man.
I like it because anytime I show my friends who've never watched Scream, I'm like, yeah, Matthew Lillard's my favorite character. And
Quick aside, real quick. Warner Brothers, how dare you for not having him in your latest like big franchise of Scooby Doo things?
oh, okay, yeah.
Yes.
How dare them not bring back him for Scream 5?
I'll get to that in a minute.
That's not Warner Brothers, I don't think, is it?
Well, not Warner Brothers, but the people who make
Yeah.
Scream.
Well, yeah, but
what
I
are
just
they up to?
Matthew Lillard is
He was
an
like
icon.
hurt by it too.
Scoob.
Yeah, not being in Scoob. He was very like upset.
I was hurt too.
Like ever since which also like he might not have gotten the role of Scooby Doo if he didn't blow up in Scream.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's
He's-
another-
I think since Scoob, he's back though as
Because the
Shaggy.
fan outlash was like so much.
he's definitely not in that other Scoob thing that they did though.
What?
They canceled it. It was like the Scoob Christmas or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Casey Kasem, the original voice of Shaggy, like
Mhm.
gave him his blessing to carry on Shaggy. Like
Yeah.
that alone should make you not ever cut him out.
Oh, I
until
know,
he's
it's
done.
insane.
It was insane that they didn't let him continue.
Yeah, Matthew Lillard is a national treasure, and thanks to Scream,
Yeah.
we were introduced to him.
Um,
And
Yeah, no, he's been Shaggy since then.
Good.
And such hits as Scooby Doo, The Sword and the Scoob, Straight Out of Nowhere, Scooby Doo and Courage Cowardly Dog, Scooby Doo and Guess Who. He was Shaggy in Multiverses.
I knew it. I knew.
oh,
he'd
I
be-
know. Oh my gosh,
And in the newest Trick or Treat Scooby Doo, he played Shaggy.
Multiverses 2 times.
I know 2 times in 1 week, one for sad and one for glad times.
Not twice in 1 week.
twice in 2
Well,
weeks.
I guess it will be in 1 week if we release this on
Yeah.
time.
we got a little
Yeah.
backed up last week.
Yeah. I still haven't posted the YouTube video.
Should probably get on that.
Whatever.
Whatever, yeah, well, you know.
You're gonna
But
get backed up.
What if I just don't post it to YouTube after all the work I put into it?
you should definitely post that to YouTube.
You're gonna be the downfall of our podcast.
I've had a hard week, guys. Did I tell you I got identity thieved?
Yes, how can we forget? Are you even the real Kevin?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who are you?
Smevin?
Can you tell me your social security number right
No,
now?
I can't.
And the back
confirm?
3 digits on your credit card?
I will not.
What's your PIN?
What's your Bank of America pin?
Guys, I don't have a Bank of America. They shut it down after that person tried to steal my identity.
I know one of your passwords. I could DDoS you right here.
DDoS.
I know your address.
Oh,
You don't even know what a DDoS is.
Yeah, it is. It's where
It's
you
that
give out
shoe
people's
brand.
information, and sometimes
No,
that
that's
includes
docs.
passwords.
That's doxing.
Oh, doxing, DDoSing. DDoSing is where they knock you offline.
Yeah, it's a direct denial of service attack.
Yeah,
Huh.
doxing is what I meant. You know, why do you gotta be so big brain, Kevin?
Actually, you don't know what this means.
I'm educated.
Yeah,
I'm
that's what
educated
we're
too,
for.
but like not DDoS educated, like a nerd.
What? Got me, I guess. We're all nerds. What? Why did you clap?
I gave myself a self high five because I'm too far to get an actual high five.
It's okay, I did the same thing earlier and no one noticed that I was describing the big dino from the Jurassic Park that's in the water and it comes up. I went clap. Oh, I just
And
punched
then you hit the
stand.
mic.
It's gonna take some getting used to these mics.
I know. Let's
Yeah, because I like to flail my arms around and I have punched this mic stand.
let's
about
reel
4
it back
times.
into Scream. We got on the.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh, sorry. I know. We're off topic
No,
still.
no.
Laura Dern is in Twin Peaks. Matthew Lillard is also in Twin Peaks.
He's the dad, isn't he, or something? Or
in Twin Peaks.
I don't know.
You very clearly
You're-
do not.
He
One,
pla-
if you thought everything everywhere all at once was
Yeah.
crazy, we should have you. We should watch Twin Peaks with you.
Isn't that the one with the basketball team? No, that's One
What?
Tree Hill. That's One Tree Hill.
Let me tell you, no, no to the nth degree.
Oh man, Twin Peaks is a trip.
One of my favorite things of all time.
It's all right.
Behind me is my Twin Peaks shelf with all my Twin Peaks
That's
Funko
a-
Pops.
that's That's a COVID test.
Is that the same shelf of Sonic?
Yes, Sonic is there too.
Was he in Twin Peaks?
You know,
What about Batman?
if you look behind
You gotta talk into the mic.
if you look behind my COVID tests to only Kevin and David,
Why do you
You
got
will-
those?
you will see, because I just went on a trip with someone who has a condition that if they caught COVID, it would be bad for them. So as a precautionary nice thing,
I was just
took
making sure
one.
you.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. And the test was negative.
I don't know why I got like
Thank you
scolded.
very much.
Because you were like, why do you have what
I
you
was-
think
okay,
I wouldn't
we're
tell you think I would
sitting-
tell you if I have I would tell you if I
That's
had
what I
COVID.
was. I was like, why do you got that?
Well, that's why. It's 'cause-
So,
Man,
but he's talking about he has Laura Palmer wrapped in plastic. He has Dale Cooper, the log lady, clone Laura Palmer. Is that who that is?
she's not a clone.
Well,
she's in the
like
she's in the red room.
Yeah, she's like it's like a clone.
It's not a clone.
Backwards, upside down, whatever. You know, she's not. She looks like Laura Palmer, but she ain't.
Doesn't my cousin look exactly like Laura Palmer?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you guys now. I'm not thankful for Twin Peaks. I'm thankful
I am
for Scream.
so thankful for Twin Peaks, but let's get back to
Yeah, Scream. Sorry, I
his
derailed
head
it so hard.
explodes in Twin Peaks. Matthew Lillard, it's crazy.
No, I don't want to watch it.
And then David Lynch looks at him and goes, "He's dead."
He does really good in it, actually.
believe
It's his best performance I've ever seen him give.
Have you seen Scooby Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed?
Did you see where he
Okay.
was buff? That
And
should
then
have
a
been your
woman?
awakening.
Okay. Nev Campbell, great. David Arquette, great. Courtney Cox, great. Matthew Lillard, great. What's his name?
Scooby Doo.
No, is it Scoot?
It's
Skeet-
Skeet Aldridge.
Yeah, Skeet Ultridge, great. Every
Mhm.
single person that is in this movie blows it away.
No, it was. I mean, it launched all of their careers and stuff. I mean, some went farther than others, of course. I mean, Courtney Cox, I think, probably is the most famous of the bunch.
She was already famous though at the time
Yeah.
because that was in the midst. Friends started in '94, so she was 2 years into her
Yeah,
Friends
so
career. So
she-
she was already probably the most famous of the bunch
Mhm.
at that time.
David Arquette also got pretty big. I think her, Lillard, and Arquette are probably the top.
They got
3.
married.
Oh, nice.
They had a kid. They had Coco, I think is
Yeah.
her name.
Hmm.
Coco Arquette.
What a unfortunate name. Coco Arquette.
Yep.
Short
lot
for
of-
cocaine.
We all know David Arquette loves the
Loves
cocaine.
that. But no, like I said, I'm super thankful, not only just because it's one of my favorite movies, but also just because, like I said, like we all like the ripple it had on Hollywood through acting, like genre defining things.
Okay, not including the new one because I mean you can tell me about how you feel about it afterwards. But in terms of 1 through 4, what's your ranking?
1, of course. I'm gonna start at 1 and go down. So
Okay.
1, 2, 4, 3.
Wow, you want to know what mine is? You're probably gonna hate it.
No,
Is it
you're-
1, 2, 3, 4?
No, it's 4, 1, 2, 3.
I think I'm
As long
closer
as-
to you. I'm 1, 4, 2, 3.
Okay, I see. Except the third one, I think everyone agrees is
It's bad.
I
don't know. I think I like the third one better than I like the new one.
put 5 cream above 3.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, 5 cream is all the way at the bottom.
That's understandable.
Yeah,
I-
me too.
Wish they'd never made it.
Me too.
I wish I would have done something different.
I wish they'd have
So-
never made it.
And I think we're gonna feel even more so about the new
Yeah,
one
'cause
without
there's-
Nev Campbell. What is even
What a
the point?
mistake they
What's the
made.
point?
I mean, I'm hoping, yeah. she's
They're
gonna be
really
out.
shooting themselves in the foot for what they did to David Arquette. I bet. They're like,
Yes.
oh man, if we would have known we couldn't get her back, we wouldn't.
So
have.
here's my theory for the new Scream coming up that I hope happens. So originally,
Should we? Oh, sorry. Should we say spoilers for 5 cream, just in case?
I'm not talking about 5 cream a lot.
Well, yeah, but if you might reference what happens in it. It's a direct sequel.
I'm not referencing that. No.
Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to.
It's David from the future. Spoilers. So the original plan for 3, so you guys may know this or not. The original plan for 3 was going to revolve school shooting.
Oh my goodness.
And the mastermind behind it was Matthew Lillard's character from Prison.
Ooh.
But that, when they were making the script, Columbine happened. So they canned it, of course. Just it's one of those things where an unfortunate tragedy, you can't.
Yeah.
So, but like, they have never denied that they could still do something with Matthew Lillard's character, because that kind of confirmed that in their head, in the canon of Scream, Matthew Lillard is alive. So I'm hoping,
You never really see him die. A TV falls on his head.
which normally, I mean, yeah, it's death, but it's a horror movie where, I mean, sometimes anything can happen.
Yeah.
I mean, the Ghostface, like, has CTE at this point every movie. Like, he gets absolutely slobber knockered all over the place.
That's what I love about the Scream franchise is in every franchise, it's like just this being stalking you and they're unstoppable. In Scream,
He gets
he's
his-
constantly getting the shit beat
Dude,
out of him.
Wait, did you say? Am I crazy? Did he say in every Scream franchise it's a?
I heard
Identities-
movie. I don't know.
Oh,
I think my brain might have finished it either way.
Every horror franchise,
okay.
it's always just like
Yeah.
Jason is beating the crap out of you and
Yeah,
killing you
yeah,
and
yeah.
murdering you. Michael Myers is slowly following you. Freddy Krueger, he's popping up in your dreams. Ghostface, you can reasonably beat the
You
crap
feel like
out of
he's
him.
being hunted. Like, people are
He
waiting to
is.
beat him up.
He is being hunted.
Like,
Favorite,
people.
they're always like hitting him with doors, and he's like, "Whoa!"
I've never seen a man get hit more with a cabinet and fridge door in my life.
I think an interesting way that they could take it is have a movie from Ghostface's perspective.
He's not gonna be able to see. His eyes will be swollen shut.
No, but like Ghostface is the main character, and you're following whoever is Ghostface and what they're doing. That could be an interesting take.
That could be.
We need to watch
interesting.
the Scream TV shows.
The first season's good.
First season, the
No,
second
thank
season's
you.
also super good. Are you serious?
I-
Dude, great sitcoms. Um,
Obviously not. There's no
They're
laugh
not.
track.
but no, my prediction, my hope for the next Scream movie is that they pull the trigger and have Matthew Lillard but it's gonna have so much less impact because Nev Campbell's not in it.
They
Yeah.
better have written a way for her to return in 7 and have a logical reason why she's not in it. They should write a reason why she's not in it.
Can I just say, I hope they don't get to 7. I think that it was a mistake bringing the franchise back for 5 Cream.
Honey, it's a
No,
trilogy.
they'll be able to.
Is it?
Yep.
Did they announce that?
Yes.
Why does
No.
Why?
They're gonna do it because you can put 7 in the title on the A in Scream. Just 7 it. That's how they're gonna do it.
They didn't do 5 Cream. Why would they do that?
Because they've listened to the fans.
No, they
we were
haven't.
very upset about 5
No,
Cream.
they haven't. You think they've listened to the fans? They wouldn't have this move. They wouldn't be making a second one.
Scream the last.
I think it gets a lot of hate. I don't think it was the best movie ever, but I think it was.
Oh, it was absurdly
I think it
bad.
had.
It was offensive.
It had good callbacks to the OG one.
I would watch it before I watched Halloween Ends,
Of course.
but I wouldn't. I would.
I wouldn't.
I think that, buddy, I can't stress how much you hated Halloween Ends coming out.
I don't think you should watch that movie again.
I don't think we've talked about how much I disliked Scream.
I don't.
5.
You were in
It
a
was
dark
bad.
place after Halloween Ends. I don't know, man.
You didn't talk. You lost your smile for 8 weeks.
You became Robert Pattinson's Batman for
But
a few
I'd
days,
still
and
rather
then
watch
the
it
Joker.
again versus watching Scream 5. If I have to see that one dumb guy from that dumb show about
13 Reasons
superheroes,
Why. Oh.
him too. The guy who ends up being, well, you know who.
I knew he'd be the killer immediately, too.
Remember when you were like,
Well-
we should say spoilers? for this
Yeah,
movie?
and you said no. We shouldn't say spoilers.
Well, I didn't say
I'm-
who it was.
You said I knew he'd be the killer.
Okay.
And I said that guy from that superhero show.
That could be anything.
Which, if you, David,
Spoilers.
Just take that soundbite and cut it in before.
It's David from the future.
I'm just gonna-
Spoilers.
I'm gonna just cut out the part where you said no spoilers. Actually, I'm just gonna take that part out.
Well, I didn't plan on my monologue, but
You know,
yeah.
and then you're the one that spoiled it.
I'm having a conversation.
Also, I'm thankful for Scream created the fake out, the movie fake out.
Oh, we didn't even get into like the dynamics that it introduced. Yeah.
Oh man, like the fake out, the movie fake out, where it's like, here's this heavily known in the it crowd pop star, not pop star, but like that's not what I meant, movie star. Drew Barrymore. We're gonna throw her on the cover of the movie. She's front and center. We're gonna have her in all the marketing. She's front and center.
Nev Campbell's barely on anything in the
On
marketing.
any marketing, she's barely in it. It's all Drew Barrymore, and they fucking kill her in the first 10
And like,
minutes.
I can't. Of course, all 3 of us were not alive when that movie hit theaters.
No,
Can you imagine the theater reaction? Like, if think of Avengers. We go to see Avengers, and Tony Stark gets shot 2 minutes in, and you're just like,
I would have rioted.
exactly. You're just like,
I would've
what
rioted.
happened?
There'd be riots in the streets.
Exactly. Like that. It's brilliant. The use of red herrings in horror movies, the double killer, like
Mhm.
it brought a lot of stuff to the table that, like, just nothing ever really went with. Like it was.
Yeah, it kind of laughed in the face at like Michael Myers, where it's like, how could this guy be all these places
Mhm.
so quickly?
Mhm.
And they were like, here's how there are 2 of them, idiot.
Yeah.
Duh.
Like I said, and the way it's making fun, like it's so logical.
Yeah.
That's how it's so.
Of like the scene where Randy's watching Halloween, and he's like, he's right behind you. You,
Yeah.
you idiot, he's right behind. And as Ghostface was right behind him, like
Yeah.
it's just that kind of
Like I said,
classic
it is like the way it subverts expectations with the jump scares, like anything, because like foreshadowing it uses so much. Like I could talk for hours about Scream and like
Me
what it
too.
did. It's just such a great movie. I'm so thankful for it.
Yeah.
The house is like up for Airbnb.
I'd rent it out so quickly, dude. I'd live my best life.
I would also love to
Mhm.
Airbnb in the Scream house for a night.
We should
You can also Airbnb the Mystery Machine. That's 2
guys.
Matthew Lillard
Oh,
things
God.
you can Airbnb.
guys.
Podcast.
Our whole setup's portable.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
It's out in California.
that could be
though,
a
right?
video. What a video podcast.
Wait a minute. Next Halloween, what if
We
I might
Airbnb
be planning like
for our
Halloween, a return Halloween episode. So the first episode of our 4-episode pilot was a Halloween episode. A year later, we should try to be in the Scream house.
that would be sick.
Yeah,
That seems very far fetched.
Very far fetched.
I mean it's far fetched, but
I wonder what it's like on Airbnb.
It's only $5, but it's because of the rest, how long the list is.
Yeesh. So guys, I said that. It looks like we might not get into that.
Yeah, like if it's $5, that means like the wait list is probably like years long. People are planning a whole trip around.
Put $5 down now.
But yeah, man, we all brought some really good movies to the table and stuff like that.
Yeah, mine's so much newer than your guys.
It is, and that's okay.
Yeah,
That's the great thing about cinema. There's always movies coming out, and it's gonna affect people and hit people differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for cinema.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I'm thankful for?
What?
You guys.
Aww. Shut the fuck up.
You guys are my buds.
I said the F word a lot in this one, so I'm
think
sorry
twice.
about that.
I think
Oh,
twice.
I
You're
think a few
fine.
times.
I think I'll probably forget to mark it in the edit, and then I'll have to have David do it because I'll be
I'm
going
like
insane.
I'm like a spell check. He'll like cut it and then send it to me. He's like, "Let me know what you think," and I'm like, "Missed all that."
Oh no, I purposely miss it sometimes because I just.
You just test me. You're like,
Well, I
"Let's see if
just-
he's paying attention."
Well, no, I just don't have time.
You like fire me if I miss something. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
I don't pay you. I don't pay either of you.
You
Maybe one day.
one day,
Maybe one day.
with
Yeah.
your Bank of America card.
Oh my gosh. Not unless somebody ruins my identity.
Well, until then,
I'm Kevin,
I'm David.
And I'm Brent.
and this is the plot line.
See you next week.